Anna Yevdokimova reacts inside her damaged house, as Russia's attack continues, in the village of Krasilivka outside Kyiv, Ukraine, March 26, 2022. Reuters. Marko Urica. Tatiana Alexandrovna, 64, cries after watering a plant inside her home located in a damaged building that was hit in a military strike in Mykolaiv, Ukraine, March 24, 2022. Reuters. Nacho Dos. A man is seen in a Ukrainian-controlled village after he crossed the front line from a Russian-occupied village in northern Kiev region, Ukraine, March 21, 2022. Reuters. Gleb Garanich. A man lights a cigarette inside his damaged house in the village of Krasilivka outside Kyiv, Ukraine, March 26, 2022. Reuters. Marko Urica. Masha, 26, checks her mobile phone at a metro station that serves as a shelter from possible air raids in Kyiv, Ukraine, March 25, 2022. Reuters. Marko Urica. A woman carries food she received from a volunteer in a neighborhood that has been largely abandoned and left without water, gas and heating after intense shelling in Kharkiv, Ukraine, March 28, 2022. Reuters. Thomas Peter. A local resident stands next to buildings damaged by shelling in the town of Trostianets, in Sumy region, Ukraine, March 28, 2022. Reuters. Oleg Pereverzev. Local resident Valentina Demura, 70, reacts next to the building where her apartment, destroyed during the Ukraine-Russia conflict, is located in the besieged southern port city of Mariupol, Ukraine, March 27, 2022. Valentina worked for many years at the Azovstal Iron and Steel Works. After her apartment was destroyed, she lives with neighbors in their apartment, and they take shelter together in the basement. Reuters. Alexander Ermoshenko. A local resident stands next to a destroyed Russian military vehicle in the town of Trostianets, in Sumy region, Ukraine, March 28, 2022. Reuters. Oleg Pereverzev. A local resident pushes a cart with bottles of water during the Ukraine-Russia conflict, in the besieged southern port of Mariupol, Ukraine, March 23, 2022. Reuters. Alexander Ermoshenko. Tatiana Alexandrovna, 64, collects her belongings inside her home located in a damaged building that was hit in a military strike in Mykolaiv, Ukraine, March 24, 2022. Reuters. Nacho Dos. A man sleeps at a metro station that serves as a shelter from possible air raids in Kyiv, Ukraine, March 25, 2022. Reuters. Marko Urica. A woman clears debris from a school that was damaged by shelling in Kharkiv, Ukraine, March 27, 2022. Reuters. Thomas Peter. A woman walks between residential houses that were destroyed during shelling in a settlement outside Kharkiv, Ukraine, March 28, 2022. Reuters. Thomas Peter. A local resident walks next to buildings damaged by shelling in the town of Trostianets, in Sumy region, Ukraine, March 28, 2022. Reuters. Oleg Pereverzev. A man walks in a residential district that was damaged by shelling in Kyiv, Ukraine, March 23, 2022. Reuters. Marko Urica. A resident walks near a family home that was destroyed in a bombing in a northern district of Kharkiv, Ukraine, March 24, 2022. Reuters. Thomas Peter. A woman cries as she waits for news of her relative, in Mykolaiv, Ukraine, March 29, 2022. Reuters. Nacho Dos. A woman stands in front of a destroyed house in the village of Krasilivka outside Kyiv, Ukraine, March 26, 2022. Reuters. Marko Urica. Local resident and shoemaker Gennady, who didn't give his full name, transports belongings from his house destroyed in the course of the Ukraine-Russia conflict in the besieged southern port city of Mariupol, Ukraine, March 28, 2022. Reuters. Alexander Ermoshenko. An elderly woman closes the door of her house on an empty street after 1 month into the war, in Mykolaiv, Ukraine, March 24, 2022. Reuters. Nacho Dos. A man walks past a car and building damaged in a military strike, in Kyiv, Ukraine, March 23, 2022. Reuters. Serhiy Noznenko. A local woman Hannah pets her dog in front of her damaged house, in the village of Krasilivka outside Kyiv, Ukraine, March 26, 2022. Reuters. Marko Urica.